There we go. I think we wanted to listen to that song twice. we got into it.
We're feeling it today.
All right, you guys. Well, welcome and thank you for tuning in to the Tuesday edition of I Hate It Here. My name is Erika.
I'm Marissa.
And thank you for hopping on the Hot Mess Express.
Okay.
Ah, fuck. That was super low.
I know. Okay, we got to try this again.
All aboard. Welcome to the Hot Mess Express. Choo choo.
We missed one fucking show and we're a hot mess, Marissa.
Look at us. I mean, but is it the show's fault, really? I don't know.
All right, guys. Well, welcome. I forgot what I was going to start with, but because Marissa threw me off beat right now with the right before the song finished, before she hit pause, she asked about Charlotte the Stingray. She's like, has she given birth? And I was like, that bitch still has not. So if you guys have been tuning in to this show or to the Erika's playlist, shows that I do once a month, which I should be doing more often. But the last time I did it was in February. Well, I just did it this Sunday, but last February when I did it, I was totally spiraling on Charlotte the Stingray.
Yeah.
Who is, if you have not heard, she is this stingray that has been in, she's in North Carolina in an aquarium. She has been in her little enclosure for 8 years without a male stingray. And she is going to have little stingray puppies. Mm-hmm. Right? So everybody's like, how the fuck is that happening when she has had no males in here for 8 years? Mm-hmm. So at first they were like, she's in there with two little I forgot what kind of sharks they are. They have this really stupid name. They're really dumb sharks. I can't remember. And their names are Larry and Mo. I was like, God, I hope she didn't get knocked up by Larry or Mo. That's so fucked up for poor Charlotte. Those are the worst names.
Yeah.
Anyhow, so she either got knocked up by a shark or she self-impregnated herself, the fucking Virgin Mary, right? Of stingrays.
She's evolution.
Yeah, so when I read the story in February, they were like, she's days away from giving birth. So I was like, I got everybody in the chat totally into it. All of us were like, she's going to give birth to stingray sharks, right? A new species, especially because they found little bite marks on her.
Yeah, that's right.
That's why I was like, oh my God, things got kinky in that little aquarium, right? With Larry and Mo.
I know.
Now we're going to get a new species. But then they've scientists and everybody's saying no, I forgot what the name of it is when you she's produced her own sperm and self-impregnate herself, whatever, right? So that's what they're saying is happening. But they also were wrong because they said she was days away from giving birth. So I check every fucking day. I've been checking every day since February to see if she's given birth, and she has not given birth, Marissa.
That's bullshit.
I know, and you know why I think she hasn't given birth? Because I think they're going to be half shark, half stingray.
Shark rays, yeah.
They're going to be shark rays, absolutely. Absolutely, that's what I think.
I mean, shark rays weren't on my 2024 bingo card, but now that they are, I'm like, where are they? Right? Release them into the wild. Let's see what happens.
Right? All these little animals getting crazy. And because I just thought of it because I saw Rachel in the chat. I sent her this little story about this guinea pig, because Rachel has guinea pigs, her little piggies.
Oh, okay.
And so I sent her the story of this little guinea pig named Randy, who was busting into other female, into all these other cages, I should say. Mm. And he has impregnated over 100 guinea pigs.
What?
100. The stamina on fucking Randy is applause.
Dang,
right?
Randy.
For a little, but that little guinea pig has impregnated over 100 female guinea pigs.
Damn.
Right? So I told Rachel, I'm like, be careful where you board your little piggies, because you don't know what's going to happen.
There may be a Randy. And you come back to more.
Right? Well, then she sent me a picture of her little family of guinea pigs, because she's like, oh, I already had an accidental pregnancy. So it's the mom, the dad, and the little guinea pig.
You kept them? Aww.
So it was super cute. But yeah, so anyhow, that threw off my whole game on what we were going to talk about to start with. So now we're just talking about all these animals procreating.
Wild.
So, Marissa, how's work going for you?
You know, we were actually talking about that prior to that. You know, before when I was at corporate and prior to corporate, I placed a lot of focus on my career. And now that I'm like, all these companies are the same and that's just what I do for a paycheck, it's now having to disassociate from what I do is who I am and it dictates my life to no, it's what I do to get paid, but it's not who I am. So it's trying to figure out that balance and also because I think that, you know, when you look at movies and everything, you're like, they got the dream job, they love it and they're this. And I'm like, I don't wake up every day going, oh, I love what I do. I don't hate it now. You know, like I'm not like I want to burn it to the ground, which is progress. You know, before I'm like, fuck that joint, let it burn to the ground. But now I'm not in that place. But I also don't feel that like, I love it here and it's like my lifelong dream. Because it's not. Right? Like, I didn't grow up thinking I wanted to be an ops person. I didn't even know that existed. So having to be okay with, like, you know, not that fulfillment that you think you're going to have, which is not true.
That we were fed, right?
Yeah.
This bullshit lie that we were fed of corporate America, that was the American dream, and you're supposed to be in this job for one job. Forever, for your entire life, and that one job is supposed to be completely fulfilling, and
you'll be able to get
your self-worth is based on it, right?
Absolutely.
So thank God for Gen Z coming in and fucking saying hell no, and really opening up people's. Well, it was a combination of COVID and Gen Z coming into the workplace, right?
Yes.
Saying like, fuck no, we don't want to live like this,
right?
Like
100%.
So, applause to them. If any of y'all are Gen Zers, major applause to you guys because it's slowly but surely changes are being made in companies, right? Because
absolutely,
a lot of people, like I guess a lot of like the boomers that are in control are noticing that they're losing. They can't keep staff. They can't keep pushing these bullshit benefits and
the fact that their one liner of people just don't want to work is not cutting it. People are like, yeah, and like. There's not that like taboo of, you know,
of being 30 and not having your own house. Like
exactly.
They're making it okay to be in that age, right? Within that age range where you're supposed to quote unquote be married and have the house and start getting the family and all that. And they're like, fuck no, dude, I'm 30. I live with 6 people because I work this minimum wage job that gives me all the time in the world that I want to do.
And there's people that are leaving, to your point, in the Gen Z, like they're prioritizing their mental health and well-being over dollars, right? Like over salary, which is great because, I mean, I'll say I'm a prime example of that. I got good at what I do because of necessity, not because I'm
passionate
about it, right? And there's people that are like quitting their like lawyer jobs to go be a barista because they love coffee, and that's technically how it should be, but it's not livable.
Unfortunately,
for the most of us, right? Like bitch is also making like millions of dollars off of her fucking content creation. So yeah, she can afford to go and be a barista in her fucking New York apartment where she lives by herself because she, has another stream of income. But I think the point is that they're making it okay to not have that fulfillment, because for a really long time I struggled with that of why don't I feel, what's wrong with me, because I don't have that like, oh, I love this company. Like there's days where I'm like, I should fucking call the DOJ or something, like and an investigation needs to happen. But to just trying to unravel with that, so not super fulfilling but also nothing horrible's happening, so trying to be in that
right
in that space of like
that we've never had before.
Exactly.
I know. I've mentioned it a couple shows, but like I'm going through shit right now, guys. I'm going through like major mental health stuff right now.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like not like crazy, like I'm depressed or like, well, I mean, there's days that I cry. I do have those days, but it's just trying to figure out like, fuck, is this my life? Like, is this it? Kind of situation, right? Mm-hmm. So yeah, I've had shout out to that person who has been taking my phone calls and checking in on me every day and hearing me drone on and on and on. Major shout out because
Yeah.
you've really been getting me through it.
Yeah.
And I totally appreciate you. And I tell you this almost every other day. But thank you, because it's really tough, guys. It's really like, what the fuck is happening? Like, is this, and again, and that's what I was, my thing is, right? I don't hate my job by any means. I'm okay with it. The pay is great for what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. They fucking leave me alone. My responsibilities are like minimum compared to corporate. Mm-hmm. So, I'm able to grab, like, now that we're having nice weather, I'm able to grab my laptop and go sit poolside and fucking work in the afternoons, because everybody fucking leaves me alone.
Yeah.
I have an amazing fucking family. I have a beautiful home. I have amazing friends. So it's nothing like crazy that's happening in my life. It's just like, it just feels weird because we've always been at those major extremes of completely hating your life.
Yeah.
Or being completely enamored of it, right?
Exactly.
And right now I'm just like in that space of like, this is it? Like, is this it? Like, trying to learn how to be comfortable with this is it,
right.
I should say.
You know what? It was so funny because I was looking at a reel of a content creator that was like, this year for me is trying to be content with what I have and where I am in life. I don't need to do more. I don't need to do less. Like, if you have goals, awesome. But I don't think that's enough out there of being content with what you have and where you are. Mm-hmm. Because there's that hustle mentality, right? Like, you open up your social media and everybody's like, grind, do side hustles, do this, do that. You're always grinding and blah, blah, blah. And, quit your job and travel the world and build this. And I mean, right? Granted, have I seen every single one of those videos? Absolutely. But am I going to like digital marketing and da-da-da and this and that. Like, there's so much being thrown at you at all times, and that hustle mentality that sometimes you forget that you're human, and it's like, it's okay to just have a fucking paycheck and a
I know those fucking videos get you, because let me tell you, last week I was like, fuck this, I'm gonna take 2 weeks off and I'm going to Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Because I have a cousin out there.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm gonna go visit Mikey in Amsterdam and just fucking get feral over there. But then I'm like, fuck it, it's going on the credit cards. And I was like, it can't go on the credit cards because then I have to come back and pay that shit.
Yeah.
But it's in the back of my mind, guys. So all of a sudden, I'm fucking posting from Amsterdam. You're gonna know
why.
You're gonna know those fucking TikToks got me. But we've rambled on enough.
Yes.
Let's go to a song and we'll be back with the stories.
All right,
guys, we are back. Marissa, is there anything in the chat that we want to go through before we jump onto these?
I think Fleg was just concerned with me trying to burn the place down and calling an investigation.
No, Fleg, fuck that place. They deserve to be burnt down and first the investigation
and then burnt down.
And then burn it down.
Yes. Real Estate Poppy says, if I could make $300K doing buddy checks for women, I'd never complain again. And then I think all of us are just saying, go feral.
Go feral. Go, fucking take those weeks off and go to Amsterdam, guys. Yes. I fucking might. I honestly, I'm ready to pack those bags and fucking head out because he is going to be moving back to the States.
Oh.
Okay. Later on this year. I don't know exactly when. But yeah, so I might fucking, I'm telling you, you're going to see me post all over fucking Amsterdam. Might take the fucking month off and just travel Europe.
While you're at it.
Go have my fucking, what was that movie with that lady who moved to Italy?
Oh, Eat, Pray, Love moment?
No, well, she went hiking. I'm not fucking doing that.
Not in Italy.
Oh, she didn't?
No, not in Italy.
Oh, well, no, it's an older movie, way old, and this lady moves to, it's kind of like how Stella got her groove back, but it was a white lady.
Oh, yeah.
And she went and she fucking got herself a little Italian lover and moved to Italy, and that could probably be me, guys.
There you go.
All right. So we have some stories. Oh, and I see that Mr. Pantone had put in there before we move on. I'm definitely at a point in my career where I've done enough and need to chill out more. Oh my God. Mr. Pantone, that's funny of you. I would love, he's always on a hustle. He's always doing stuff. So I would love to see you fucking chill. Like, if this is your chill mode, I would have loved to have known you.
Like, what's your hustler mode?
When you were in hustler mode. That's fucking crazy.
I know.
Okay, guys. So these are 3 very short stories, right? One of them is a TikTok that I'm going to play for you guys.
Okay.
Just because it's better just to hear the audio off the TikTok.
Okay.
But I'm going to start with this one that I found. Because this one completely infuriated me, and wanting to burn stuff down. Mm-hmm. You're going to want to burn stuff down when you hear this story. Okay, so this person it was in like a Reddit thread somewhere. And he's talking about how someone in IT trolled. It says, someone in IT trolled me for over a decade. Have I any recourse? Okay.
Okay.
So he writes, I work in a medium-sized firm. Between 2014 and January 2024, I found myself consistently making mistakes while working. Okay. So that's 10 years. Some examples are, and then he puts bullet points, right? Mm-hmm. The first one is my calculations on Microsoft Excel being wrong. Second one, data inputs on spreadsheets being wrong. Third, booking the wrong days with my annual leave by accident. I booked 1st through the 10th of October, but suddenly found I booked 3rd through the 13th October, impacting the business negatively. Typos in documents that I had sent, quote unquote, counts, like typos in documents, right? Instead of it saying counts, it said cunts.
Oh. Like that.
That if it was me, that would have been done purposely.
Just know that was not autocorrect.
That was not a typo.
That was not a typo. I meant to say that to you.
And then he goes on to say, I felt like I was going crazy, so I would do things like screenshot what I had calculated, but I found my screenshots had disappeared when I logged in the next day. So I was wondering if I ever took them in the first place.
Oh. But wait, you're saving your screenshots in your computer, in like your work computer?
Well,
like this person?
Yeah. Okay. So in February of 2024, our IT guy, we'll call him Bob, left us after facing a disciplinary, and we hired another one.
Okay.
The new IT guy over the next 2 weeks approached me and showed me a series of records. Bob had been accessing my system, editing my work, and changing the information I had put into my annual leave sheet, among other things.
Oh, fuck no.
This man had been sabotaging my work life for a decade.
Oh, fuck no.
I'm
burning the fucking building down with Bob in it.
Bob is fucking being tied to a chair and going down in flames.
Fuck yeah, he is.
The consequences I have faced are, I was not allowed to work from home like my colleagues due to my apparent unreliability. This resulted in 250 pounds in transport costs every month between 2021 and February 2024.
Oh, that sucks.
I've been overlooked for promotions. I have had my professional life and credibility massively damaged. I had to undergo assessments for ADHD and early onset Alzheimer's and other cognitive tests with the NHS. I was put on a performance improvement plan as well. The old IT guy moved out of the UK, but is there anything I can do? I've spoken with HR and they issued an apology, allowed me to work from home again, and removed my PIP. What about all the money I lost traveling into work for years? What about the stress of ADHD and Alzheimer's assessments? What about the years he made me think I was absent-minded or crazy or just even stupid? Can the police do anything about this?
Oh, fuck.
Is that...
I'm fucking Bob up. Fuck the police. I'm fucking him up.
I'm hiring some fucking mobsters.
Oh, no, I'm fucking him up because then I'm robbing that bitch. You're going to pay me back for all of that money.
Well, he doesn't. Everybody's putting in their attorney, sue, but he can't. This guy moved out of the UK.
He's out of the country.
So can he sue the company?
But if he's still employed.
I mean, fucking lawyer up and get money from, I don't know. Lawyer up.
Ooh, that is tough because technically they should. I mean, I would think that the company has some liability because they hired that person and that person had access and nobody was monitoring what he was doing. And obviously, if he was let go for, disciplinary actions, then there's like, I can't believe that this was only happening to this person. He must have been doing this to other people. Now, if the new IT guy found it, I'm sure that they could run like a full audit of what the fuck he had been doing for the past. Because I cannot believe that this is the one person that he honed in on, unless there's like this crazy backstory that we don't know between the IT guy and this person.
Isn't that the fucking craziest thing?
Oh, fuck no.
I can't with this. I mean, I am so like pissed off for this man. I think like 10 years of going through assessments, thinking you're crazy, being put on pips, getting passed by promotions.
Yeah.
Because you're not reliable, not being allowed to work from home.
But also, like,
why are you staying there for 10 years?
I was going to say, but also, why are you staying there for 10 years? But on top of that, this company has a very high tolerance for bullshit and errors. For 10 years, you're telling me I fucked up. I was calling people cunts. I was tired.
Hey, nothing wrong with calling people cunts.
No, I support it, but apparently HR frowns upon it. Whatever. But that's what I'm saying. Like, all of these errors and formulas and data and reports and all of these things for 10 years, and they got as far as a fucking PIP. And that's reason because he just said that I was recently put on a PIP and then they removed it. Like, after fucking 10 years of fuck-ups, they're like, I think it's about time. I would not fucking worry about making a mistake in that company ever again. I'd be like, you get what you get.
That's wild, huh? Oh my God, Marissa, do you want to go through what everybody in the chat is seeing while I pull up the next story?
It is crazy. People are like, let's pull up on Bob. Fuck him up. I agree.
Absolutely.
Helen says, this is the biggest oh fuck story. Everybody's saying, yeah, lawyer, that's a defamation lawsuit. Lawyer up. Helen says you sue the company. Other people agree that you get reimbursed from the company. Yeah, you can't really go after the person. You have to go after the company. DJ Useless says, I miss the old days of organized fights in the car park to sort your problems out. Yeah, so you're like, meet me at the parking lot?
Well, that's why now, DJ Useless, you find out what...
The blind spot
of
in the parking garage. And you're like, let me talk to you. Let me show you something.
Bob, meet me over here at 4:30, and then you just fucking... have a fucking sock full of pennies and nickels, and you just beat that bitch up. Fuck, dude, that's so crazy.
Yeah, Medusa says, I just pulled over. That guy would have ended up in a box buried in Oregon. He's over, fucker. That's for 10 years?
10 years.
Fuck that. And see, this is where I know that I am fucking delusional. Because he went straight into, is it me? I would have been like, your shit's fucked up. I know I did my shit right. I would never have gone.
Like the first one, I would have been like, or but first couple. But after 10 years, you're like, okay, I'm not this fucking crazy.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Well, 10 years, girl, that's a lot. After the third fucking instance, I'm taking those fucking screenshots and sending them to my own phone and being like, we gotta figure this shit out because look it, I screenshotted exactly what I did, and it's not matching what's there now. So let's audit this.
Absolutely.
That's crazy. Real Estate Poppy says, sometimes you'll never get legal justice. Sometimes you can only rely on self-administered biblical justice. Dang.
I like it.
So let's take it back to the old times. No problems, Daydreamer. I'd have believed it all and checked myself into the loony bin, to be honest.
No, Katie.
No. See?
At first, I would have doubted. Then I would have been like, okay, fuck this.
Yeah.
As much as I want to write cunts, I'm not writing cunts.
Yeah.
I'm just not. Like, I'm not that unprofessional, guys. I pretend to be, but I'm really not.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, like maybe once or twice you're like, oh shit, I might have overlooked. I might, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But then when you start taking screenshots, that was my question. When you take screenshots, do you leave them in your company's like computer or drive? Because I don't. I send them to myself.
Oh, yeah. When you're wanting receipts, fuck no. You don't leave them in the company. You're not keeping your receipts of company stuff on the company computer.
That's what I'm saying. Like, by the third one, I would have been like,
All right, guys. So moving on to the second story. Okay, the second story goes, I work on a small team that has daily meetings at 10 a.m., usually lasting 30 to 60 minutes.
okay.
I personally don't think daily meetings are even necessary, but they are my boss's way of keeping up with our work, as he rarely meets with any of us individually, and he likes for us to know what everyone else is working on. So he's just fucking wasting people's time with these 30 to 60 meetings instead of just fucking meeting with everybody.
Fuck that. Grab a document, let everybody put in their stuff there. We don't need to meet.
Absolutely.
You got questions, reach out to me.
Absolutely. My boss work is his life, so he frequently will work in the evenings and on weekends. He recently said about Thanksgiving, it's just another day for me to get some work done. Thankfully, he does not outright pressure others to follow his example, although, as you've noted before, it sets a bad example coming from the boss.
Right.
Yeah, shit rolls downhill. Like,
it does.
You're an example. Okay, as you can imagine, he has built up a lot of unused vacation leave, and despite our organization's generous carryover policy, he was going to start losing hours. His solution was a 2-month trip to Asia. The problem is, even though he's going to be using leave, he is planning to keep working the entire time and attending our meetings. We already work remotely. With the time difference, our regular meeting time would be the middle of the night for him, so he proposed the times that have the best overlap between time zones. Early morning here, which is 7 a.m., or evening between 5 to 9 p.m. Fuck to the no. I'm not logging
my
out.
hours are 8 to 5. Find some time between that. You're the one that wants to work. You're the one that wants to go to Asia.
Then you wake yourself up in the middle of the fucking night.
Exactly. You can figure it out.
I typically work an 8:30 to 5 day and have a fairly rigid schedule outside of that, with daycare drop-offs, a toddler to take care of, and regular evening activities. I responded with the following. I can make the occasional meeting outside of regular working hours, but with my schedule and childcare responsibilities, I can't regularly do so. His suggestion was that he attends 2 meetings a week, one early morning and one evening, and we meet at the regular time the other days and write up a summary to send to him. Well, I am Marissa's face. Well, I could probably make this work. Most of the time, it will be a real burden. If it would be one thing if my boss was on business travel or if it was just a week or 2, but he's on a 2-month vacation leave. I feel like I shouldn't have to accommodate his travel on principle. How much should I push back on this? I can't force him to not work on his leave, but his choice to keep participating in our meetings is putting me in an awkward position. I can probably opt out when it's especially inconvenient, but I will feel bad about it. When I do make it to the meetings, I'll feel angry that I have to be there, guilty about the extra burden it puts on my husband. Is there any way to say he can't do this while on leave?
Yeah, you say fuck no. Sounds like your problem.
Absolutely. Like, let's reach out. Let's get HR involved and see if this is something that the company.
No, you tell him.
Freaking HR. Why do you think like they're gonna solve anything?
No, you tell your boss. Okay, boss, is this a requirement? Because if it is, I need it down on paper, and then you send it to HR and say, this is outside my working hours. Please connect. Or how are you gonna pay me overtime? How are you gonna compensate me for this? That's not my responsibility outside of my contractual obligation. That's what you do. Like, the fact that she even opened the door, and I get it, she's trying to be nice and it looked like a team player, to say, I can probably make this work once in a while, blah, blah, blah. No, you say, you know what? I have other obligations outside of my working schedule. So if my work schedule is going to change, I need sufficient time, and then we need to see how that's going to balance for the rest. Like, am I going to be paid overtime if this is in addition to my regular hours? How is this going to work?
Absolutely.
So
that's wild. I would absolutely put up boundaries
100%.
and say, not even agree to like once every while.
No,
I'm like,
I
I'm
cannot.
sorry, I cannot.
These are my working hours.
These are my working hours. I have responsibilities outside of these work hours. I do not let those responsibilities interfere during my work hours.
Absolutely.
So I should be granted the same when I'm off the clock.
Absolutely.
And definitely ask them to have it like. All right, guys, we are back. Marissa, do you want to let us know what happened in the chat?
Yeah, so it looks like we have, I threatened to report this to HR so he could fuck off with that time switch. Real Estate Poppy says, I was this guy in my early corporate years.
Poppy, no.
If I was still in corporate America, this behavior could suck my nuts. Which I totally get, because I think when you're barely coming up in your corporate or in a career, your corporate career, just any career in general, like there was this unspoken rule of like you have to pay your dues.
Yep.
And like if they ask you to do this, and there was this like I remember hearing this a lot, like, when you're new, you got to pay your dues, so be the first one to get there and the last one to leave. And all of this other bullshit. And no. Absolutely not. Flug says, fuck that guy. Homie thinks he's the center of the universe. Absolutely. It looks like we have another one here that says, do not accommodate his requests at all and consult with your peers. I'm sure they feel the same way. Absolutely. You all as a team push back. Real Estate Poppy says, example, I was quote unquote late to a conference call with my new booze and Dimitri, so there aren't any time changes in Arizona. I replied, just so you know, I live in Colorado. Flug says, we used to have a manager that would schedule meetings during our lunch hour because he knew we'd all be available. We shamelessly snitched, and he got in hella trouble. And then there's an offer to beat up his manager, which I'm in, guys. Let me know.
Right?
We'll show up. But no, I do think that there was, again, going back to the older generations and just how the workplace has shifted, that there was this sense of like you have to live for your job and you have to put dedication. Sorry, guys, my dog is just being an asshole.
That's okay. He's fine as long as he doesn't try to make out with me.
Who knows? So, so I think that it's just the times have shifted, and I'm so grateful for that. But no, you don't accommodate the request at all.
No, that's crazy. All right, guys. So I actually found the story of the TikTok I was going to play for, which is better because it gives more details.
Yes.
So let me read you guys the story. I mean, these have all been work stories. There's no life horror stories, but they've all been pretty decent, I think. These are good.
Yes.
So anyhow, getting into this last story. So the article starts, I'm just going to read you guys the article. Okay. When you wake up feeling under the weather, nothing sounds worse than getting dressed, trudging to work, and putting on your customer service facade, all while feeling miserable. That's why Mish, a server at a restaurant, called out sick when she woke up with a stomach bug. Ooh. However, she was stunned when her boss decided to show up at her house uninvited to offer her a ride to work.
Bitch, I told you I wasn't going because I have a stomach bug, not because I don't have a ride.
What the fuck? So in a TikTok video, Mish explained that she previously worked at a restaurant located about 15 minutes from her house. At the time, she was living with a roommate and his bedroom was on the first floor while hers was on the second.
Okay.
One morning, she woke up feeling awful and realized that she had a stomach bug. Deciding to call out of work, Mish called her boss and spoke to him on the phone. She explained to him that she wasn't feeling well, and the conversation was pretty short with him confirming that he was fine with her staying home. I tell my roommate I'm really sick. I'm going to go to bed and go back to sleep. Marisha recalled. Her roommate decided to go outside so he could play his guitar without disrupting her sleep. Since he was only in the backyard, he left the door unlocked. However, her boss apparently took the unlocked door as an invitation. After pulling into their driveway, he claimed to have knocked on the door. When he got no response, he noticed the door was unlocked and let himself in.
No, sir.
That fucking guy is a creep.
First of all, why the fuck are you here when we're short-staffed? When we're down one person, why aren't you serving?
Now we're gonna be down a fucking manager too?
Like, that doesn't make sense. Secondly, I have never, like, knocked on a door and be like, oh, it's unlocked, I can totally go in. That's the kind of shit that lands you in prison.
Or dead, right?
Or dead. Yeah.
Like, there's some shit happening in that house. Why is this door open? I'm not going in. We've all seen these movies. We all know what happens next. If you go in, I don't have time for
that's
this.
That's an invitation. Sir, that's when you land in county with the fucking people that were burglarizing home. I'm sure that's their excuse too. It was open.
It was open, right? Okay, so he claims he said my name a few times, walked around, didn't see or hear me, so he went upstairs. Mish continued. That's when I woke up and he's standing at the foot of my bed, kind of waving at me. That is so fucking creepy.
Oh no.
When Mish got her bearings, her boss began explaining that while he knew she already had called out sick, he figured that maybe she just didn't want to drive herself to work. He suggested that he could drive her himself. All right, guys, we are back.
Yes.
So the ending is just as crazy, guys. But Marissa, go ahead and read the chat, or do you want me to get into the ending?
Well, let me read what's in the chat now.
Okay.
And then so that people can react to the crazy turns that this all takes. Because that was crazy. So let me see here. Everybody was saying, oh, hell no, that's crossing the line. Real Estate Poppy saying that she must have some tiggle.
Poppy, I pulled her up on TikTok. She's fucking hot.
She's hot.
She's hot.
No, yeah, she's hot. She's not, I can't.
She's a fucking 10.
I can't see if she has big old titties, but she is very fucking gorgeous. She's just fucking gorgeous lady. So, Flug says, bruv, report that to HR, get him fired. But in the services, I don't know, like, does that, I don't think that applies.
I don't, unless it's like a family-owned restaurant, but still, even they would not put up with, unless he's owns it.
Yeah, owns it or is like part of the family. Then who do you really go to, right? And then Flug says, I know it's hard to beat people up while you're sick, pero like I would have beat him up. I'm telling you, I would have thrown, like, if I know I can't land a decent punch, I'm throwing shit at you. Something's gonna land. Let's see. I'm calling the police like Julia Roberts and sleeping with the enemy. Hello, police. I just killed an intruder.
Fuck yes.
Yes. Real Estate Poppy says she fumbled the ball because she had a free ride for the rest of her time at that company. I would have held that over his head forever. I don't think he thinks he did anything wrong.
No.
That's the problem.
He's a creeper.
It'd be different if, like, it's a decent person and they just fucked up and made a wrong decision. But this was one wrong decision after another, which in his mind, he thinks he's justified. He doesn't believe he did anything wrong. So I don't think that would have worked out.
No.
They were asking, did we say where they worked at? They're like, don't say no shit like Papa John's.
No, we don't know what type of restaurant. No.
Katie says, knowing her address, driving to her house, letting himself in the unlocked door, going into her bedroom, so many boundaries were crossed here. I absolutely agree. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is a series of things that he had to make a conscious decision. And he was like, yes, this is totally okay. That is fucking insane to me. Like, that thought process.
I don't know. I'm so, like, I'm worried for this person.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I was before I caught the end. Okay.
Okay. So with that said, we're caught up in the chat.
Okay,
Let's
guys.
go into the.
So I was right now, like during the song, thank God it was kind of a long song. I was trying to figure out like what the fuck happened, right? Like, because that article didn't give like any conclusion. And the original TikTok that I found this on, it was somebody talking about an article about this, not necessarily the person's TikTok.
Yeah.
But we found Mish and her TikTok about this story, right? That's when we were like, oh fuck, Mish is hot and he's a creeper.
Yeah, you guys definitely go check out her TikTok. We'll give you that right now. But she's like, you could see it and I'd be like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I would fucking be stalking her too.
No, I wouldn't. That's too much effort.
Well, anyhow, so I went into her account and I'm going through and trying to figure out like what the fuck happened. So I finally found one of her posts. And she talks about, okay, guys, so the end takes a terrible twist, and now I want to throw hands at Mish.
Yes.
So she says that she continues working there. She continues working at this restaurant. A few weeks later, and then the manager's kind of harassing her during this time, right? And she still doesn't quit. Then she breaks up with her boyfriend. Right during
the time she's still working there.
She's still working there. The boyfriend decides to egg the restaurant like an 8-year-old because he thought it would be funny to see her have to be out there scrubbing it up, like cleaning up all the like egg that was thrown, right? So the manager ended up telling her, like firing her for egging. He said that she egged the restaurant. And so he had to fire her.
That's fucking crazy.
And that's the end, guys. That's the end of this crazy freaking story. Not the end any of us wanted by any means.
No, I thought that like, oh, maybe the ex-boyfriend like pulled up and was like, bitch, you creepy, leave her alone. Like, I don't know, something.
I'm like, Mish, you're hot, but you're dumb.
I'm like, the hotness and the smartness are not.
They're not meshing, guys, because Mish is one hot dumb bitch.
Yes, she is.
I would have not let that have gone on the way it did.
Well, I mean, it's crazy. Like the fact that she's still there and then he's continuously harassing her, like that's insane. And the fact that he like, how are you attracting these fucking crazies, loonies? One, like I've never, and I mean I'm a petty bitch. I have never thought about going and egging someone's place of employment because I don't know that this, like, unless you're the only employee, I don't know that you're gonna be the one to clean that up. So that made no sense to me. I
mean, especially in the restaurant industry, you know, it's gonna be the poor fucking dishwashers cleaning that shit up.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, that made no sense to me. Like, how, like, there's clearly some intellectual issues there as well.
I mean, not to victim shame Mish, because what happened to her was terrible, but fuck Mish. You are one sexy dumb bitch.
Yes.
Guys, if you want to see how hot Mish is, her TikTok is at Mishi M Baby. So it's at MISHYYMBABYY. Once again, that's at MISHYYMBABYY. Yeah. I mean, I'm telling you, I would fucking stalk her too, but not, I don't know. That's crazy.
To her house?
Well, that's what stalkers do, Marissa. They stalk to the house.
There's internet stalking, like social media stalking, like that. Okay, yeah, but like I'm not driving.
Oh well, I mean,
unless this bitch lives in the hood.
Well, now I'm social media stalking Misha, just so you guys know. But yeah, that was a crazy story. Misha's a dumb bitch, and I cannot.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. I cannot with Mish.
She lost this at the end.
Like, she should have called the fucking cops.
Yes.
I don't know. This was just a crazy story.
I left the job. Like, fuck it. It's not worth it. It's like, not to be totally rude or mean or anything, but like, it's not like a one of these jobs where you're like, oh my God, it takes forever to get in, right? Like, I could totally replace the role. Like, that's crazy. And the fact that her ex goes and eggs the fucking restaurant is wild.
I'm sorry, I just saw Kaleo's comment. Shit, I'm about to go check in on her to make sure she's okay. Right, Kaleo? Did you just look her up?
Oh, yeah, because they found her.
Yeah.
Like, Real Estate Puppy's already sending profiles and shit. I think they found her before we did.
Oh, shit. Investigative work. Oh, fuck.
Yes.
Guys, that's it. We're at the end of the show. We're all going to be fucking stalking Mish on TikTok now on her social media.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I can love her anymore, guys. I'm so...
She's hot and dumb.
Like, I'm so heartbroken that she's this dumb. But yeah, so I don't think I can stalk her. I mean, I'm gonna.
Let's be real.
Let's be real. I am. I'm gonna until I finally get bored and find another hot chick I want to stalk, right?
Yeah.
But that being said, guys, thank you so much.
Real Estate Poppy says, we know she keeps the door unlocked. My goodness.
Oh, wait, I didn't even see. Did anybody write how unfulfilled they were about this ending? We didn't even look at the chat. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just all mad at Mish now.
Flug said, hot and dumb, she's still valid. I'm ugly and dumb, so I only serve pendejo. Looks like there was exchanging of profiles of niche. Flug was telling me, when you're good at it, you stalk them everywhere. See, that's a lot of work, guys. Come on, Niche. I hope she learned something. What did she learn? I don't think she learned something.
She didn't learn shit, guys, because she went back to work.
I know.
She was dating this dumb dude that egged the fucking restaurant.
Like, that can't be his first red flag. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But only God knows what the fuck he did prior to make her leave the boyfriend.
So now I gotta go deep dive her fucking social medias to see how hot this guy. Oh my God! And if he's ugly, guys, we're gonna
punch Niche.
I'm gonna go open Misha's door and like punch her.
Yes. Be like, this is the fucking shit you do when someone comes into your house. This.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Not the happy ending we wanted.
No.
Says, I'm unfulfilled, but it's my own fault. I'm late.
That's your own fault, Bob.
Yeah.
I'm just mad at Bob's right now because of the last story that you missed as well, too.
Catch the replay.
Catch the replay,
Catch
bitch.
the replay. Catch the replay or catch us on YouTube.
All right, guys. So that being said, we are done. Thank you for tuning in. Oh, housekeeping.
Yes.
Oh, fuck. Housekeeping.
Housekeeping.
This Thursday, yay, we have Helen back. The Helen stories, the Helen show, which, by the way, earlier, I forgot whose fucking show we were in, and she's like, oh my God, he asked me out on a date, and then had the little emoji with little hearts, and I was like, oh, don't make me go to Utah and break this fucking relationship up for content, Helen, because I will always on Rachel's show. I will go to Utah and break this relationship up, Helen, just so you know. But anyhow, have fun with him for a couple weeks until something crazy happens. But if you fall in love, let me tell you, I'm gonna go break that shit up. So Helen will be joining us on Thursday for Marissa's cracking up.
A Real Estate Poppy says Mishy's boyfriend asked Helen out.
No. So anyhow, we're gonna have Helen on Thursday for another episode of The Morning After.
Yes, we have so many unanswered questions from Helen.
So many.
She went on this cruise.
Yeah, we still don't know. We still don't know what the fuck happened on the cruise. Well, I know what happened before the cruise because we had dinner, but I don't know after. So, but I haven't let that out. I didn't tell anybody what happened before the cruise. And then on Sunday, I am doing Amor Emo with Adam on his channel, which is at This Is Not a Radio. And we are going to be, we're going to have a third co-host this Sunday again. We'll be joining, well, not again, because it's his first time joining us, but our second time having a co-host. Yes. And it's going to be Brooby Dooby.
Nice!
Brooby Dooby, who's already added his songs. He's,
like the way he has his shit together, dude.
I was like, what the fuck? He already has his songs in the playlist, you know what, our show is at noon Central Time, right? I put in my songs. My songs are finally set and ready to go by 10:30, 11. Adam does his maybe like that morning. I'm like, fuck, look at him go. Good for him. Good for Bruce. But I mean, his musical taste is phenomenal. So I'm totally looking forward to his picks. So that'll be noon on Sunday, noon Central Time. Figure it out on your time zones. And then Helen on Thursday.
Yes.
And then Fluggy is our next Songs We Hate guest.
Yes.
And we've locked it down for April 11th.
Woo-hoo.
So Fluggy will be joining us for that. All right, guys. That's all the housekeeping. Thank you guys so much.
Yes, just a couple things on my end. If you want to collaborate with us on Songs We Hate or anything else, please let us know. You can always slide into our DMs on Insta, and our handle is
IHIHWHS.
If you want to share your stories about the morning after, and again, it doesn't have to be just love life. It could be just anything in life that it's just that moment when you wake up the next day going, what the fuck happened? So if you want to share any of those, you can always slide into our DMs on that Insta, and it is
IHIHTMA.
And if you don't have Insta and you'd like for us to narrate your story because you don't want to call in or you want us to do it for you, you can always email that to us, and our email is
IHIHWHS@gmail.com. Yeah.
You seem to...
I got confused.
No, you rocked it. Awesome. But no, thank you all so much for hopping on the Hot Mess Express. We appreciate you all, and we'll catch you on your shows.
Absolutely.
Or if not, we'll catch you back here on Thursday.
All right, guys. Have a good one.